Geographically, this area right here has been identified as a wilderness of Sinai, or the campground of Sinai. We're not sure how big the wilderness of Sinai was, but the Bible talks about a few key things that need to be true about the wilderness of Sinai. The Bible says in Exodus 19:2 they camped before the mountain. Then in Exodus 19:11 it says they could see. Literally, it means within eyesight they could see the Lord coming down on Mount Sinai. So from the campground of Sinai, they were in front of the mountain, but they could also see the mountain. There is no other place anywhere around this area in Saudi Arabia that you can see the mountain of God like you can see it from this very area. The Bible goes on to say that they were able to come out of the camp to meet with God. So they had to exit the camp, and there still need to be room for them to stand before the Lord. But now they were standing at the foot of the mountain, Mount Sinai. That can happen right here. They came out of the camp and were at the foot of the mountain. We understand that some biblical scholars say that the number of Israelites that came out of the Exodus is just a historical inflated exaggeration in the Bible. They also say that the silver offering given for the tabernacle in Exodus 38 also is not accurate. But what if the biblical numbers are correct? That there were 3 to 4 million people that came out of Exodus and camped in the wilderness of Sinai. Geographically speaking, would there be enough room for that number of people? Well, let us thank the Saudi government for giving us a tent city that houses 3 million people. The tent city of Mina, Saudi Arabia, is said to house 3 million pilgrims as they go on the Hajj to Mecca. So this area right here is that tent city. Now, if we take that tent city and place it in the wilderness of Sinai, you can see that tents that fit 3 million people in Mecca could fit in this area. So yes, 3 to 4 million Israelites could sleep here. Water is never an issue for the people in the wilderness of Sinai. We know there is water that can run near the front of the mountain of God. We also know that there are wells in the campground area of Sinai. Also, on a visit on one of the hottest times of the year in July 2020, this little stream was flowing above the surface. So water seems to be available in this area. Maybe some archaeologists could do some research on the wells to see how old they really are. The Bible doesn't mention water or wells, but it's needed for survival. During the golden calf worship and judgment in Exodus 32, we learn that there was a gate to the Sinai campground. There was probably other gates as well, as they went from gate to gate. Could these rock formations right on the divide between the wilderness of Sinai and Horeb be the gates of the camp? But the geography fits perfectly that this is the gate to the campground. If they are not gates, what is this, and why are they here in the middle of the Saudi desert? With the building of the tabernacle, the tent of meeting, the presence of the Lord moves from being on the mountain to being in the middle of the Sinai camp, being with his people. The book of Numbers starts with the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the tent of meeting. So the Lord is now meeting with Moses in the wilderness of Sinai. The focus moves from the mountain to the wilderness of Sinai. The geography of this little patch of land east of the mountain of God, east of Jabal Makla, fits the physical biblical description of the wilderness of Sinai 100%.